right, now let's go to the States now and see what's happening there. We talked about lithium, and Nasarawa State is one of those states rich in lithium. Let's find out what they're doing. I know that they're having a summit this month, I believe from the 15th, where they want to discuss this and a whole lot more. So joining us to see perhaps what they would do and improve doing business, the ease of doing business. They are big on industrialization, but we know that industrialization is based on infrastructural development, power, roads, and all of that. But we're having a conversation now with the Managing Director of the Nasarawa Investment and Development Agency, Mr. Ibrahim Abdullahi, joins us from our Abuja studio. Mr. Abdullahi, good afternoon. Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great. So we discussed lithium before you came on air. I hope you heard a bit about that. And that obviously is a product that is becoming, a resource that is becoming very popular in the days of electric vehicles, the batteries and all of that. And Nasarawa is one of those states enriched in that. Have you discovered that yet? Are you working on developing the potential around that?
Of course, when you talk about lithium mining in Nigeria today, Nasarawa State is the place to be. There is a lithium rush currently in the state, and the government, under the leadership of Governor Abdullahi Sule, is working round the clock to ensure that this is not lost in us as a people, that the companies who come to do lithium mining also do value addition, because without the value addition, much is not given back to the state or the country. That has been the major problem in the mining sector in the country, where our natural resources are being taken out without recourse to any value addition, so jobs are not being created, and our people are not better for it. Yes, there is a lithium rush in Nasarawa State, and the state government is working very hard with different state actors to ensure that our business environment is improved for all of these investments that are coming in within the sector.
It would be a beautiful thing when we see states explore the potentials under the ground, add value, and then increase their revenue. And Nasarawa State, being specific now, you are big on industrialization. Even the theme for your upcoming summit is talking about industrialization. But I mean, when we talk about, in reality now, industrialization, and we look at the infrastructure that is needed, I'm sure you will push most of those responsibilities to the federal government. You know, you want to talk about power, even the power now, the new law allows states to delve into that, talk about roads and all of that. So how are you as Nasarawa State making this conversation much more than a conversation, but a reality? That's talking about industrialization.
Well, the first thing we did in Nasarawa State when the Governor Abdullahi Sule came into office in 2019 is to get policy right, because we were known to always be a civil service state, and the economy largely being propelled by activities of civil servants and workers. So we launched a policy called the NASA Economic Development Strategy, and that is all anchored on a very big ambition of revitalizing the economy of Nasarawa State, especially leveraging private sector capital and private sector expertise. You cannot revitalize your economy or have a private sector-led economy if the key enablers for growth, for industrialization are not put in place. And the first and most important thing government did was to make sure that we get the policy right. We embarked on the most ambitious enabling business environment reforms. looking at all the barriers that continue to impede doing business in our state and unblocking those barriers, creating institutions and centers of excellence that will build on this policy formulation and ensure that they translate into tangible results that will improve the lives of citizens and residents in the state. That is the reason why we have had a very big focus on getting private investments into the state, both domestic and foreign. We believe that the government cannot do it alone. We need the partnership of the private sector, and to get the private sector into the states, to get the private sector excited, you have to get policy right. You have to set up the right institutional and policy mechanism to ensure that you are not just talking, but there are visible and tangible actions being promoted by government itself. So the governor is leading from the front in this regard. You would see that in recent years, since 2019, there's been an influx of investments in Nasarawa State, both domestic and foreign investments. And this is a new dawn for Nasarawa State. And we're also saying that whatever is happening, the industrial renaissance happening in Nasarawa State, it can be replicated all across the country. And Nasarawa State is working to be a shining example of how subnationals can grow. There are a couple of things that are working to our advantage. As I've said earlier, one is policy and political will. We have a leadership that understands the role of the private sector in revitalizing our local economy. We also have natural resources. Nasarawa State is one of the most mineralized states in the country, and we also have one of the best arable land for agriculture. We also have geography. By virtue of geography, we're right in the middle of the country, so we're a center of excellence and a gateway to many Nigerian states. And the fourth factor playing to our advantage is people. We have a great people, diverse culture from different parts of the country. If you go down Karo, Maraba in Karo local government, you would see all kinds of Nigerians living in that area. So we have all of these advantages, and we are very keen and we're very optimistic to lead Nigeria's industrial renaissance.
Yeah, well, I know this will form a basis for your conversation at your summit, and we certainly wish you the best and look forward to, taking the conversation outside the summit to the reality and, making it into revenue. Well, thank you so much, the Managing Director of Nasarawa Investment and Development Agency, Mr. Ibrahim Abdullahi, and wish you the very best as you prepare for your summit.
Thank you all, and I invite everyone to join us at the Nasarawa Investment Summit on the 15th and 16th of May.
All right, thanks a lot. We'll try to be there. Now let's take a break, do some commercials, and then we'll head into the markets. So stay with us.